Happy Friday, everyone. We are at a special edition of Friday's Rambling Live. We have a very exciting guest, as always. However, today is one of those days that I really wish I could sing, and I really am just very envious of people who can sing, but I won't. I'm going to tease us for a little bit. But first, let's win some prizes. So if you were a Westchester alumni, if you're currently in Westchester and have a favorite memory from your time as a student, log it in the comments. You might get a chance to win a nice 1970s styled apparel. I know what my favorite memory is. Freshman year, I had English class in the music building, the one that's shaped like a piano. I was so lost. I walked into a room full of students singing, and I sat there for a little bit, which brings us to our guest. We have Devon Gilfillian. I've been so nervous about pronouncing his name, but I think I got it on the right track. And maybe he can tell us, how do you actually find out that you're a good singer? Because I walked in that room and every single one of those kids knew what they were doing. So Devon, thanks for joining us today.
Hey,
there you are. a little technical pause. It's good. It's good effect. It's good effect. How are you?
2, 1.
There
Hey,
you are.
I'm doing so good. I'm doing good. Thank you for having me, Angelica.
We're so excited. We're like in the grace of celebrities, pretty much, of fame.
Well, I do have 24,000 followers on Instagram.
Wow.
It's a little less than Dave Chappelle.
Really?
A little, yeah. No, Dave Chappelle has millions of followers.
I like numbers. Really, I get confused. I'm not good with that stuff.
Who cares? Who's counting? I mean,
24,000 though. That's a good number. I think I have 24 followers.
I think I was listening to a song, and one of the lines was, "I can see the faces in the crowd," and I like that. I like the idea of it. No matter how big the crowd is, you see the faces.
Now, not to go super rogue, I'm somebody who does not like to see the faces. Are you somebody, like, when you're performing, you'd prefer to have like the house lights on and see their faces and feel connected, or do you want to feel like you're in your element?
I want to feel connected for sure. Like, I definitely, especially learned that over the pandemic, playing in front of a screen is really hard to do. And playing in front of people who are giving you energy and like loving what you're doing is like, that's why we're doing it.
I went to my first concert since COVID last Saturday, and I forgot just how amazing it is to be in a group of people who all are there for like the same reason. So I don't even know what it's like to be on the stage. That must be insane.
I got to play Newport Folk Fest this summer. Thank God that stayed. That didn't get canceled. And I mean, that was mind blowing. Being in this tent in front of this, just in Rhode Island, and Newport, Rhode Island is just beautiful.
Yeah.
Water, and on this old fort that was built in the 18th, 19th century. It was, and then everyone's singing along with the music.
Yes.
We got to play all of Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On" from front to back, the whole album. And then like had this. I played an original song that I wrote called "Love Anyway," and like Nathaniel Rateliff and Jess Wolf from Lucius and Aaron Ray and Courtney Marie Andrews, all these like amazing, Langhorne Slim, all these awesome songwriters came up and sang with us. And I just like look around, and like after we're done singing it, like everyone's crying. Nathaniel Rateliff's crying. I'm like,
what a good name drop. I'm jealous.
And like, I only say that because like I'm a huge fan of him. Like,
I love him.
I'm in love with that guy, and I'm gonna hang out with him tomorrow for a couple days and write with him. And
can you tell him I said hi?
I will. I'll let him know.
I do love him. You Worry Me is one of my favorites. I love that song. I mean, we did kind of just jump in. So if you're just joining us, we can start from the top. Let's get to know you, Devon. So let's go through this orientation styled icebreaker. Tell us who you are, what year you graduated college, what was your major, and where was your favorite place to live on campus?
Man, okay. Well, well, my name's Devon Gilfillian. I graduated in 2013 because I took a victory lap. I was supposed to graduate in 2012, but I loved Westchester so much. I was like, I want to hang out one more year, take it slow, take things slow. And then I studied psychology, and I only lived on campus for 1 year. I lived in Goshen Hall.
Okay, nice. Good old Goshen Hall.
Good old Goshen. It was, it was great. Like, when I left, everyone started living in fancy dorms. And
that was me.
Yeah. Thanks, Angelica.
I'm sorry. I needed to.
Yeah, I get it. I understand. But hey, I'm grateful because we bounced out right off campus my sophomore year and onto Dean Street, where all the 133 Dean Street. It was like basically a frat house.
I get it. No, I bet I've been there.
I was not in a frat, but it was a frat house.
No offense to any men, but the second you get a group of men in a house, it just takes on that demeanor.
When you get 16 men so there was 2 units. We were in A, which was 4 of us, and then there was like 10 to 12 guys that lived upstairs. And they were like, bless their hearts, like it's just not, it can't, how do you have 10 to 12 guys without there being so much
intensity?
It's just intense, too much testosterone.
Yeah, what was your water bill like? I just feel like it had to have been.
Oh.
Well, hey, I mean, you survived. You came out the other side.
Survived. Woo!
That's crazy. Now, funny fact, it seems like you were doing your victory lap while I was doing my first year. So I would love, if I can go back in time, I bet there was a way that our paths crossed.
I was definitely playing around town too. Like I was definitely like playing at Timothy's and Moss every now and then. Because I used to work at Timothy's. I worked at Kildare's. I worked at Moss Mexicali Cantina.
Oh, yeah.
Worked at the Qdoba down the street.
So I definitely went to Timothy's a lot, especially whenever my parents came up to visit, because they always get stressed about parking. So I was like, we can go to Timothy's. There's a parking lot. So you definitely probably were there once. So when you were so you said that you were playing. Were you performing throughout college? I guess I want to know, as a singer, when do you realize that you're actually good at singing?
Maybe when you can start getting people to pay you for it. I don't know. No, honestly, like, I think I would, like, my dad's a singer, and like we were always positively reinforced, like, and we were like always told, like, oh wow, like of course those boys can sing, like me and my brother and my sister, like we can all sing, and so I feel like from a young age I knew that I had a voice, but I didn't really believe my voice until college, really, like until freshman year of college at Westchester. We played this Cocoa House thing that was like supposed to raise money. I forget what it was for, something for the good, for the kids, for something,
Somebody.
And everybody, I remember just everyone being like, man, Devon, damn, bro, like your voice is crazy. And like I was always just like, oh, like cool, like I don't know, like maybe. And as I like started like playing more out, like just acoustic, just cover sets, like 2, 3, 4 hour cover sets at bars, getting yelled at people. Like you learn,
so nice.
You just learn how to get people's attention and what gets people's attention. And you I think as a performer, those are the true tests as an artist, like going out just with a guitar or just a piano, just you and an instrument that you can accompany yourself on, and see how you can get people's attention.
That's amazing. Like, I don't understand how performers do it. And I guess really what it comes from, what I'm always curious about is I can think I'm a good singer because I sing really well in the car, so I say. But I think people who are supposed to perform get the itch to say, let's go bring this out. Like, let's go see if other people think I'm good. I think that's something that not everybody has. And that is what makes somebody like you a testament of like good talent. So before we even met, I swore you would have been a music major, but you were a psychology major. So when you were looking at college, did you ever think about going down the music route as a major, or was psychology just always a passion? How did you combine those two now after college?
Well, you know, I feel like I was always caught in this false dichotomy that I had to know how to read music in order to be a music major, and like that wasn't really true. And also there's it's a myth that you have to like major in music to even be a musician. Like, you know, like I'm really grateful actually that I fell into psychology, because I learned how people behave and why people behave in certain ways, and like and so many things that are valuable to me. I wanted to figure out why I was so crazy and why my family's so crazy, and you know, like I think that I'm really glad that I took that route, and I got to like I took like a classical guitar class at Rochester, and took some music classes, and you know, I thought about music therapy, but ultimately I really wanted to like be a rock star. I wanted to play, you know, funk and blues and rock and roll and psychedelic rock and gospel and folk and everything, you know. Yeah. Like I love everything that has soul to it, you know. It, to me, is music worth playing. I love electronic dance music, like, you know.
That's
like
your next album on the rock. I feel it.
Definitely making people dance and move is the goal of this next album.
I love that.
100%.
So with psychology as your major, and knowing that your music is shaped by thought, like it's thought driven, you know, there's reasons behind your song. Anything that you learned during your psychology time major at QVC, I mean, not QVC, Westchester University. I work at QVC, so it's just always on the brain. Anyway, anytime during your Westchester that you bring out to your music now?
I mean, absolutely. I think just like in my assessment of relationships that I've had, like I've, you know, been able to identify healthy and unhealthy patterns that like, you know, definitely like make their way into my songs, like Full Disclosure on Black Hole Rainbow, and like Thank Me Later, like all these songs, like, yeah, I would say that they've just being a psych major has just like helped me also like as a writer too.
Yeah.
Like, I had to write a lot, you know.
So what does your process look like? You know, like when you sit down to write a song, are you just thinking of songs in the moment? Are you like, okay, it's Wednesday night, it's songwriting time? Like, what does that look like on your end?
It's I feel like it pieces together in so many different ways. Like usually it starts with me walking down the street, not minding my own business, and I just like something comes into my head, and then I'll have to like immediately lay it into a voice memo on my phone.
Wow.
And then I'll like kind of start something. I'll take that idea and throw it on a piano or a guitar. If I've been playing with GarageBand on my phone a lot lately, and that's been fun. And yeah, and then I'll take that idea to like a homie that I trust and love, and be like, all right, like, you want to work on this, and my buddy Henry Brill I've been writing with a lot lately, and he's this British lad. It looks like a hip, sexy Hagrid. I call him.
Oh,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
where I thought you were going.
yeah. No, he's
All
unique.
right.
He's a unique fella.
Yeah, I mean, they usually people who I find writers and musicians, you all have a very unique way of everything. So I wouldn't expect anything else.
But he's like and so I'll usually I co-write a lot, and sometimes I'll write half a song and like bring it to somebody else, and I'm one of my curses is that I just like start all these songs and don't finish them.
I wouldn't say that's a curse.
Yeah. It's a gift and a curse, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's usually my process, and I'll like have somebody that I can usually finish like a good demo with. We'll record it.
It takes a team. Everything takes a team.
Exactly. That's like the beauty of music. It's so collaborative. But it's not as collaborative as like a play, a movie. So you don't have to like you don't have to hire an entire ginormous team to make it happen. You just need you can make it all happen yourself if you wanted to, but it's nice to have people you trust and love to work with.
If you were able to do a collab with any artist, dead or alive, who would you collab with?
Man, Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, yes. I had a feeling you were going to say him.
Jimmy, I have to. Like, Jimmy's number one. I would say alive, Thundercat.
Okay. I haven't heard of them. I feel like I should check them out.
Thundercat is amazing. He's just one dude. He's a bass player.
Oh, I love when people have group names like that, Thundercat, and taking it down. Oh, that's fun. Oh, cool. Well, so obviously you're in Nashville, correctly, right? Right now you're in Nashville.
Yeah.
So tell us about how you got from little old Westchester, good old Westchester, all the way down to the big city of Nashville, Tennessee.
Well, it was 2013 in the spring. It was creeping into the summer, and I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do when I graduate. I was like, my ex-girlfriend at the time, she did AmeriCorps, and then I had another friend who did AmeriCorps as well that I was working with at Victory Brewery, and I worked everywhere.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
That's how I got to play music in all the bars. I was like, I worked in all of them. I was like, hey, let me play music here,
That's good networking. Networking, and that's the key. Just do what you got to do.
But so I was like, okay, what do I want to do? Do I want to go back?
Oh no, I think we lost Devon. Well, hang on, everybody, while we work to get Devon back. I know that we also have some comments that people have been listed, so maybe we'll be able to bring them up while we wait for Devon. So Spencer said, excited you're coming to perform at Westchester University. Yes, always. I definitely registered for this. It's on the agenda. We're going to talk about it in a little bit, how you can attend and see him. Monica, class of 2018, said her favorite memory of Westchester University is going to the diner hall every night with friends. Been there, done that, gained a few pounds. Oh, here we go. Devon, you're back.
I don't know
what happened.
I have no idea what happened.
It's fine. It's the technical world. We're all used to it. It's a forgiving environment.
It happens. Technology is so touchy, you gotta be nice to it, or just like it'll just cut you off, I think that was they were just, my computer was getting bored with my story, I think.
Oh, not at all. I'm not. I need to know. So it was 2013. It
was 2013.
You were making your way to Nashville.
I was like, man, I don't know what to do. I was going to graduate with this psych degree, and I didn't want to be a counselor. I didn't want to be a therapist. I didn't want to be a psychologist or So I was like, okay, I want to play music. Maybe I'll apply to AmeriCorps in Nashville, New Orleans, and Austin.
Oh.
And all music cities. And I was like, and with AmeriCorps, you can work with any nonprofit, Habitat for Humanity, Teach for America, all these different nonprofits, and I applied for Rebuilding Together in Nashville, and they're the ones who accepted me. And so yeah, it was fate. And so it got me down there, and I did that for a year. It was amazing. Just like helped. We did like, I think we did like 15 homes. We helped like just like fix up for like low income homeowners in these neighborhoods that were just, you know, everything's getting gentrified around them, and they can't afford their taxes and stuff. And this old homeowner's like, my roof it's coming down, but it's all right. I can live. It's all right. And you're like, oh my God, please, we got to help these people.
We got you. I bet that I mean, whoever you're imitating, I hope she's watching now, and she's like, I'm pretty sure that boy put a roof on my house, and now he's Grammy nominated. So okay, I guess that works out. That's a good after college year. You can work on your passion. You can help others out. You get to travel. I love that. Yeah. That's like, I wish I knew that was an option after college. There's so many options. You feel like no matter what you choose, you're like, I could have done that. I could have done this. But I think that was a perfect move.
Honestly, it really was. It was like, I'm so grateful that I had people around me that showed me that was an option, that showed me that path. And like, I think when you just have to leap. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you have to take the big leaps to get to the big risks, and you get the big rewards, you know. And that was the first leap down to Nashville, and I'm glad I did it.
So I kind of dropped a little bit of knowledge earlier that you are a Grammy nominated. Of course, words. By the time Friday rolls around, words are like hard for me to obtain. So bear with me. I've been talking all week. So you're Grammy nominated. I obviously am very into pop culture. I see people find out when they're nominated for things. What, firsthand account, what's that like? Like, do you get a call? Was it an email? Did you hear it on the streets? And what did you think?
Well, Angelica, I have to be honest with you.
Oh, gosh.
I was taking a poop.
No.
When.
Not where I thought that was going.
I was in the bathroom in the morning, and I get a knock on my door.
Oh, my God.
And it's my manager. It's John, my manager.
No privacy.
And he's like, Devon! And I'm like, I'm in the bathroom. And then he comes in, and he's like, Devon, I got to tell you some news, but I don't know if I should tell you right now. I'll wait till you're done. And I was like, man, just tell me. And then he's like, Black Old Rainbow was nominated for a Grammy. So that was how I got it. And I was like, oh my God. And I got, and afterwards cleaned up and washed my hands. and then we hugged, and it was great.
Oh, that's so human though. It just makes me feel better. It's just like, okay, that's human. That's wild. That's so. Now, have these Grammys happened yet?
They did.
Okay.
We didn't win. So I don't like the Grammys anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just.
You're here. This is more important than the Grammys. Sorry, everybody. This is way bigger of an honor than the Grammys.
Yeah. After I didn't win, my parents they stopped talking to me, and.
But now, were you able to go because of COVID, or did you do the thing where you sit at home in your nice tuxedo and you watch?
I did. I put on. Me and my whole band had different colored tuxedos.
Oh, fun!
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
We all just got together and we made tacos. I made birria tacos.
That sounds better, honestly.
It was messy. No, we couldn't have tuxedos in this.
Yeah, that actually sounds like a better ideal night than wearing a constricted outfit and not even getting food. So you had the better outcome. That's so cool. I've never talked to anybody who's Grammy nominated, but here I am. I'm pretty
sure
cool.
There'll be many more in the future.
Who knows? Who knows? So I know that we've talked about a lot. I do have like just a fun question. What is your favorite song to perform? Because do you ever get sick of performing one of them? If you had to perform one song for the rest of your life that you wrote, what's your favorite so far?
Man, oh, it's so that is a great question.
Because I obviously have my favorite, as I told you earlier. Troublemaker, just like my go-to now. Like
Troublemaker is really fun. I will say that's a fun song to play. I will say like this new song that I wrote called "Love You Anyway." I know that it's kind of unfair for everybody because no one else has heard it, but like the song is kind of my favorite new song to perform, and it's been like that Newport experience was it was with that song with like Nathaniel and with all these people with the tent and that moment was it was levitating. I was like I felt like I was floating. So that I think that's got to be the song right now.
That's awesome. I love that.
And
like then it was
changed too. You know, it always changes.
And you have a long history, you have a long career ahead of you, so it's going to change 15 times, maybe even more. And then I know during the Newport performance, you performed the entire What's Going On album, correct? From beginning to end. What inspired you to do that?
Well, you know, I was at a George Floyd protest, and I like saw people with guitars and drums and like I was, man, I should bring my guitar next time. And I was like, what should I play? And I went home and I learned What's Going On.
What's Going On?
And I just like broke down crying.
Yeah.
Because the lyrics were just like so insanely poignant and just spot on and relevant, like way too relevant. And I was like, damn, this is what Marvin was trying to say 50 years ago.
Crazy.
And we're not even like he literally was just saying, what is happening? What is going on? Hey guys, what the hell is going on?
Exactly.
And, like, that's it. And like, hey, mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, there's too many of you dying. We got to find a way to bring love in here today. Like, such simple lyrics that just, you know, all my cats are chasing each other in the background.
The cats are like, I have something to say too.
Yeah.
I would like to jump in on this conversation.
You know, cat lives, you know, shut up, cats. You're fine. Anyway.
No, I mean it's such a simple song, like everybody knows it, but it's also again just like a simple way of thinking, like just what's going on. Let's just get back to just like normal care, just like caring for one another. So
simple empathy, you know, and so I just was like, man, how can I use this this music to raise money to fight Donald Trump? Because frankly, I'm not to get political. Like he's, you know, that he was just a promoter of hate and otherness and supremacy and that. I wanted to combat that. You know, also, you know, combat the conspiracy theories and also the you know, the voter fraud and
it was an intense year.
You know, like, so yeah, I was like, man, how could I do this? Like, so we did a live stream, and the vinyl proceeds go towards Equity Alliance, this nonprofit that fights voter suppression in Tennessee.
Oh, nice.
In Nashville, Memphis, Knoxville, Chattanooga, and I mean, so yeah, we raised at least $8,000 for them, and
that's and music in itself is therapy. So I love that. I love me some Marvin Gaye, and I love me some Purpose. So that's great. You know, moving topics, we're gonna test your Westchester your Westchester credibility.
Oh, good.
We're going to look at some buildings. I hear that you did some practicing. You did some studying beforehand. Love the dedication. So let's just see how good you studied. Let's just see how much that memory's still intact from your days here in 2013. So,
oh goodness,
you should know this one. We were just discussing it.
That's Asplund.
Yes. Or as the hip kids call it,
building. The
Castle building.
That's where the magic's happening.
On when? Friday, but we'll get to that.
Friday. There we go.
All right. What's number 2? This one might be hard.
That is, it's not. Is that the old library?
Yes. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. That is the old library.
Look at that.
That's good.
Come on.
I like that. I like how we have blurred out the title of the building in that white line, like we could see it anyway.
My eyes are really good.
I can't see anything. What's that? Do you know what this one is?
Okay.
You might not have ever have taken a class in here.
That's not recitation?
Yes. It's the teacher building, I always call it. That's where the teachers learn to be teachers.
I don't think I did have any classes in there.
Neither did I.
No.
Only building I've never walked in. Oh, this is my favorite.
Is that Ruby Jones?
Yes, it is. Good old Now, do you believe that it is haunted?
I don't think I never had any classes in Ruby Jones either.
Okay.
Because that's
it's political science,
political
mostly.
science, and yes, that's right. Is it haunted?
I mean, that's the rumor. I did have a meeting once in the basement, and I did feel a little spooked. So who knows? I love a good ghost. All right. And what's the next one?
Is that Main Hall?
No.
Wait, Anderson.
Yes.
Anderson.
The best. I think Anderson's the prettiest one, truthfully.
Anderson is the prettiest. I like.
It lines Church Street. It's very like cathedral looking. It's nice. I think you were for all of them. So I think you're the first one I've had that's done all of them.
Yes.
I mean, who needs a Grammy when you can guess all of the buildings at Westchester correctly?
I don't need a Grammy. Listen, I want to know what I am gonna win. What do is there an award that I get?
Bragging rights. Really, really good bragging rights.
All right.
I mean,
I'll write that down on a piece of paper and put it.
Put that on the resume. On the CV. I am going to take one quick commercial break just to let our viewers know, especially if you're an alumni. Monumentum is building as Westchester University celebrates their 150th year. That's a lot of years. And the announcement of the $65 million comprehensive campaign, 150 Forward, is announced. So you can visit www.wcufoundation.org/150 Forward for your opportunity to make an impact. So if you're an alumni, if you're a current student and you want to join this cause, check out that website, add your impact. It's worth it. Can't believe it's been around for 150 years.
Wow.
A lot of people. I like to think you might be one of our most famous alumni. So,
what?
150 years. I think so.
That's gotta be.
I would take it.
That's got to be. I mean, I feel like there's got to be more famous people than me.
No, you're up there. I mean, you sang the national anthem at the NFL draft. What was that like?
That was like, I had to wear 2 diapers for that.
It's stressing me out. No, you can keep going.
Honest, it was insane. It was the scariest thing ever because singing, first off, the national anthem is just friggin'
stressful.
Nerve-wracking because it's a cappella, and if you start too high, goodness, you are just you're done. My friend had a story. He said he was sitting next to Brian McKnight at a basketball game, and this girl was singing the national anthem, and she just started, and she was like, "Oh, say, can you see?" And Brian was just like, "Nope." He just said, "Nope." and like, because he knew. She
too high.
She was sailing too.
Yeah.
She started using,
but your rendition right there was really good. Like it would have had, I would have been like, that's great. Because that sounded good to me.
I was lucky I got to sing that like as long as I wanted. I think I sang it for like 2 minutes and 15 seconds. It was like long. And because usually they're like 90 seconds, you got to sing it in this little time frame.
Oh, wow.
And it's very precise. So like, I felt like there was like a veteran, like with, missed leg, like just with his hand on his heart, looking me in the eye, like as I'm singing it, like a tear rolling down. I'm just like, you can't
mess up
this.
And like if you mess up one word, you're basically you lose your passport. It's really, so I couldn't even imagine.
My buddy was like, he said, Jose, can you see? He said, that's what he said. I was like, no.
Get away from me.
No.
You're stressing me out. No, I watched that, leading into this, and I was like, now, was that the one in Philly or was that the one in Nashville? I couldn't figure out where it was.
It was in Dallas.
It was in Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That was awesome. So we're closing up. I mean, I could sit and talk to you 4 days, but you have a busy schedule. You are a recording artist, so you have to like go and record some music. So we have an album soon to keep an eye out for. Yes. But we're just going to do our closing questions right off the top. What's your favorite Westchester memory?
Favorite Westchester memory? Oh, man. I think it has to be, we threw a Halloween party in like one year when we lived at 518 Walnut Street. Okay. And like it was the rager of the year.
Were the people in line just trying to get in?
People were in line just to get in our house and like we didn't know half the people who were trying to get in. It was so stupid. Like it was our neighbors. I remember they came. They're like, "Are you guys having a party?" And we're like, "Nah, no party happening here." Because they were kind of weird and like there were people in line to get in and it was. But eventually we let them in. But
now, what were you? Do you remember what your costume was that year?
We were all Will Ferrell characters.
Oh, that's so fun. Which Will Ferrell character were you?
I was what's the name from oh man, the basketball movie?
Oh, yes. I don't know his name, but I know exactly who you're talking. That's a good costume.
I forget that one, but my buddy was Ashley Schaefer from Eastbound and Down.
Wow.
Like
you went all out.
Talladega Nights. My one buddy was from Talladega Nights. Will Ferrell. Like it was.
That's so great. That's a good memory. Oh, I love that. Now, what makes you proud to be an alumni of Westchester?
Man, I would say, I feel like I got an awesome education from Westchester. Like, despite not knowing what I wanted to be really, like, I feel like it was just great people, great liberal mindset and great education and eye-opening. My eyes were open to many ways of the world and that I didn't know and understand before I went to Westchester. I think that's what makes me proud.
Oh, I love it. Every time I do one of these episodes, I get more and more and more proud of Westchester. It's just a great community. You get that big vibe, but small feel.
Yeah.
And you get to just touch different aspects of like the world that you just never would have. And I agree. Anyhow, before I go on my tangents, whether we have some new students just starting, this month, we have students getting ready to graduate. What's your best advice for them?
My best advice would be to take like whatever they're learning and try and apply it to the real world in some way and also just follow the path and take it wherever it goes, and don't be scared. If you need to take some time to breathe, I took a victory lap, like that you can do that. Take a, I'm not advising everybody to take off from school and whatnot, but like if you need to do that, I don't know, do it. But just follow the path wherever it leads you.
I think you're a great example of that. You just followed it. And I don't think you were I know me after college when I was getting to that graduation stand, so stressed. I didn't have a job lined up. I had no idea what I was doing. And it always works out if you just stay consistent and work hard. And you were helping build a roof, and now you're Grammy nominated. So I think you're a really good testament that everybody's path is different. You just have to trust it.
Exactly. And as long as you're busting your butt and being kind to people along the way, then people will remember how hard you work and how nice you are, and go, I want that person to have success. And when that happens, then that energy builds up around you. And I think that's definitely the key.
Well, before we depart, you are actually taking a good old flight back up here soon, right? Next Friday. So tell us about that. Like, what are you doing? How do we get there? How do I sign up? What's the deal?
Well, you're going to go to there's going to be a website link.
Right there at the bottom. Technology, it does work when you need it. There you go.
You're going to click on that and reserve your seat at the Castle Building, Asplund. It's Asplund Hall.
Yeah.
You know it.
Oh, we know.
Familiar. And it's free. You just have to reserve your seats, and it's on Friday the 17th at 8 p.m.
Perfect. Can you treat us to what song you're going to open up with?
Or
is that a secret? You don't know yet.
I'm a last minute planner when it comes to
I like that
set lists, so it'll be a surprise.
Well, I definitely encourage, if you are in the area, if you are looking for an excuse to get back to Westchester for a good old walk around before homecoming, I say next Friday is the ticket. So be sure to register. It's a great date night. You can go somewhere out to dinner after. We have the great town. Is there a spot you're going to check out before you leave? Like, is there a bar that you're dying to go back to before you head out next Friday?
I gotta stop by Moss. Like, that's my old like work stomping ground. So
get a pink Cadillac, some chips and guacamole.
Cadillac. They used to make this drink called an Adios Amigo.
Oh, I don't think I ever had that.
It's like a Long Island with blue curacao, and it is messed up.
That's a lot in a cup.
Nope, you drink too. Adios. Yeah. That's why they call it that. And my buddy Mike O'Donnell would make me 2 of those every time I go there, and it's a good thing. Right. We have hotels in town. Thank God.
Yes. So. You can just crash right there. Well, again, make your way out back to Westchester. Stop at Moss. Go see a concert. Walk around campus. It's a good night. It's a good walk down memory lane. And we're excited to have you back in Westchester. It was so great talking to you, Devon. Best of luck with everything. It was great meeting you.
Thank you, Angelica. It was awesome to meet you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, anytime.
And I can't wait to get to town and play. It's gonna be fun.
I can't wait. Rams up. Thanks, everyone.